One morning, I woke up. So to get the context of this story, Allison, who I refer to, is my wife and my partner in the business and the co-author of the books and the co-host of the UnPodcast. She's the greatest thing in history. So when I say Allison, I'm referring to my entire world, my life, and she's also part of the business. So when I say, so I woke up in the morning and turned to Allison, you'll understand why. It wasn't one of those conference little things. It was like, we're married. So you're laughing, but it's awkward laughing, yes? Okay, so I woke up and I did what any normal digital marketing person would do, and I picked up my phone and I checked the App Store. And I do that mostly out of illness. I check it because I want to see what's trending. My curiosity, my world for the past 20 years is about why things spread, why things trend, why we do what we do. That is my whole thirst for knowledge, is to discover not that Candy Crush is ranked so high, but why the hell is it ranked so high? That's what I want to know. I love gamification. I love the world of social gaming. I love how it brings it all into this world, that we'll spend $37 to get 1,000 fake coins in a game, or we'll do whatever it is. I love that, what drives a human to act on things. And so the usual suspects were in the App Store. This is in Canada, so it's called the Aboot Store. And you guys got it. What the hell's wrong with you? What's wrong with this whole third here? So, and I looked at the store, and the top things were in there, but the number 2 ranked app that day was an app for a cell phone company. It was and I won't name the company. It was, I've blurred out their logo for confidentiality reasons. But it was their app for their phone. Now, all of you have cell phones, and if you don't, why are you at this conference? So you pick your provider, and it's their app. And you know the cell phone app does absolutely nothing except tell you how much data you've used and how much you owe. And if you're Canadian, any Canadians outside of Mitch in this room? So, what's up, my people? We'll go talk about these people behind their backs later on. Yes? Good. So you will know in Canada, we have the worst cell phone plans in history. We pay an obscene amount of money. So much so as I have a T-Mobile account in the States that I switch my SIM card to every time I fly here because it's cheaper than it is to roam in the States. So we pay a lot of money for this stuff. So no Canadian wants to see their data usage. No Canadian wants to pay their bill in an effortless way. Nobody's been looking for that solution. Nobody climbs Everest and says, if only I had a better way to pay my cell bill. Nobody cares. Nobody wants. Except the app was right at the top of the App Store. Like it was like Mobile Strike and Candy Crush, all those things, and the Bell Mobility app. Now, they could get up there in volume, because one of the reasons is the download volume of an app, right? When they release a new one, boosh, it gets a lot. They have a built-in ecosystem of people with phones because they give them the phone, right? So my issue was not that it was ranking high based on volume. My issue was it had 4.5 stars with 89 reviews. Look, if that heroin-ridden game of Candy Crush doesn't have 4.5 stars, which I've seen people forsake their family for, and ostracize and alienate themselves from everybody else, how does this have 4? I know how hard it is to get them. I know how much. This is the holy grail. To get 4.5 stars, anybody put an app in the store, you know how hard it is, not only to get reviews, but to get 4.5? Next to impossible. Next to impossible. So I said, there's no way. So I started reading the reviews. Mike says, works great. Makes it so easy now to check my profile and pay my bill. Nice, clean design, very user-friendly. Humans don't speak like that. Ever. You know who does? Marketers, yes. Marketers and realtors. It's the only people that would use an exclamation at the end of a sentence like that, right? At the end of user-friendly. Have you ever said in a normal conversation, not a marketing one, a normal consumer-based conversation, that was very user-friendly? No, because you'd be in jail. Because you're a psycho. That's what that is. Next one from Steph says, much improved, like the new look, faster and easier to use with an exclamation mark. What the hell's going on? Charbel says, awesome app and very user-friendly. There it is again. Looking forward to including BTV and home phone services in future releases? Oh, come on. Do you smell that? You can smell it, right? I know in marketing we've got a filter, like we smelt it for so long, we don't smell it. Like I used to work at Red Lobster. I had no idea what I smelled like when I came home from work. It was not pretty. It was a low time in my life. So you just get immune to it, but I'm catching a whiff here. Shell says, nice upgrade, easy to use, was able to manage my bills with no problems. All right, that's it. This was 4 out of 24 reviews like this. And how did I read them? Because they were the top reviews, which means other people were voting that this review was helpful to them. That's how you jack up the reviews. So we're like, nope, nope, not on my watch. Allison just turns to me, because I'm saying this in my head, and she's like, what's happening? We're in bed, right? She's like, what? And I didn't realize my legs start just twitching. When I get excited to bust a company, my leg twitches. I'm like, here we go. And she's like, oh, you're up to something, aren't you? I'm like, let's do this. So we decided to investigate, and we went underground. We used some sites that nobody usually uses. We used a Tor browser. We went underground, the dark net, and we used a site called, you write this down if you want to, it's called LinkedIn. And we searched their names because you have to use your real name in the App Store to review something. So we compared them with people on LinkedIn. And ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present you with the Associate Director of Bell, the Marketing Manager of Bell, Performance Manager of Bell, and the Quality Assurance Manager at Bell. Allegedly. Could they all have the same name as somebody? Sure they could. Yes, they could. So being a good Canadian, though, I let it go. And, wait, no, I wrote a blog post, I'm sorry. And with the greatest headline in the history of blogging, For Whom the Bell Mobility Tolls, if you're not smiling right now, go home, because you will never have a better written headline in your life. I retired from writing after this headline. I'm like, my work is done. That's my life's work right there. And it went nuts. It went viral. It went bananas. It went around the world twice over. Search for Bell app in Google and see what comes up. It's all this. And this is a while ago. And not only did it go and it went on the news, this is the CBC, this is our national or version of CNN or whatever it is. So I did the trifecta. I was on their site, I was on TV, and I was on the radio. My mom was ecstatic. She told the neighbors. It was amazing. It went crazy. It went in the newspapers and our national news. It went everywhere, and it was awesome. And I was happy. And the Canadian Competition Bureau launched an investigation because of it. And I'm like, I wasn't even wearing pants. That's what a lot of this stuff is. It's pure vanity, either brand vanity or individual vanity when it comes to these metrics. Hey, we released an app. It trended in the App Store. And my only comment next is, okay, and? What does that mean? We forget the and, because what comes after? I had a video that went pretty viral. I guess it was about February, this past winter. I had a clip, so I told you this is what I do for a living. So in normal keynotes, I'm going off and I'm flailing around the stage, and I have a millennials rant. I know some of you, at least 2 of you have heard it, because I sent you the video. And I go off about millennials, not about millennials as in bad. The whole bit in the talk is about the ridiculousness of the stereotype of millennials. I saw a lot of faces just turn from angry to okay. So You're still on my side. Good, because you have more energy than us, older people, and you could chase me down. So so usually when I talk about millennials, it's funny. Apparently not right now. But when I talk about it, I have a bit. And I go through the whole thing, and I ask the room. It's all planned. It looks casual, but it's all planned. I say, when we say millennials, we don't even know what that means. Millennials are actually between about 19 and 36. And I ask who in the room is between 19 and 36. And so put up your hands for a second. Who in the room is between 19 and 36? Put up your hands. And then I go like this. Oh, God, you're here. And everybody's like, ha, he's funny. And then I go through it, and I say, I just thought it would be fellow old people. And everybody's like, oh, he's so witty and off the cuff. And so I keep going. And then I said, okay, millennials, I'm going to give you a look behind the curtain. What we mean when we say millennials, working with you, hiring you, marketing to you, what we mean is people younger than us, and we don't like you. And that's it. Usually it gets more laughter than that because they're not jaded marketing people. But in the context, that's what that is. At the time in the talk, usually when I'm on stage, they're still getting over the fact that I have a man bun. So they're trying to, they're like, I like this guy, but I can't because of the bun, and damn it. And so I'm winning them over still at that point in the talk. But I do that, and it gets the best laughter. And there's a video of me doing it in Indy to the PRRSA national conference. And the audience was pretty much mic'd up. So the laughter was killer. And that's a perfect clip for speaking. So I took the clip and I uploaded it. So you'll see I kind of close captioned it. That's right where the punchline is, and we don't like you. And I put it up there because I'm vain. You know, I want more of me, right? Because my job is speaking. That's it. That's my ad, pretty much. But I knew I had to clip it to make it go viral and hope it goes viral. So to give you context, the UnMarketing Facebook page at the time had 54,000 people following, liking, take your pick. Which means if you do the right ratio, 47 people were active on the page. 45 people more likely. So I put it out there. So there's some context here. Like I had a little bit of a base. It wasn't like 100 people on the page and see what happens. So there was certainly a springboard. But it doesn't matter. You can have 1 million people. If the content doesn't resonate, Facebook kills it quickly, very quickly. Because Facebook and every other social media site in the world has a vested interest in relevance. Relevance is the world in content marketing, in social media. That's why Instagram changed their feed into relevance, not time. And everybody lost their mind, right? I want my feed, I want my feed, I want my, that's interesting. That's interesting. And we lost that urge, right? Because you actually don't want recency. You want recency with relevancy. You don't want to see a post from 9 months ago, but you also don't want to see Jeff's picture of his breakfast again. For the love of God, stop it. So, only so many times you can say you ate egg whites. I don't care. Yolks for the win. So I put this up there, closed caption it, because we're hitting in Facebook. You know, the majority of videos are consumed without sound. Now, that is misleading, and I'll get to that in a moment when I break down the data in this in a second, but it's a headline, it's misleading. So I put it out there, your job is to stop this, the thumb scroll, yes? So I want to go, we want to stop it. And it got 250,000 views. Again, I'll argue the metric in a minute, but not bad, yes? Didn't talk about reach, I just said views. So 250,000 views, they said. So it played that many times. But, banner ads get served, and it doesn't mean they don't get read. So it went, but I thought about it and said, that's not enough. That's hilarious. That needs to go, again, very funny to humans, normal people. It went nuts. So I'm like, I have to upload it again, but I have to see why different videos. I looked at a bunch of videos that trended in that past month, and the majority of them were letterboxed with text across the top and the bottom because it stops the scroll. Now, the text has to match the content. You can't just have it's like scroll bait, right? Instead of link bait, you stop the scroll because you're like, oh, this caught me, but then the video doesn't match it. It's like if you have a description of a session and it doesn't match the content, like right now. No, it is. I totally talked about this in my description. Last year, not so much. But this year, yes. So we switched it. And now it said what old people mean when they say millennials. Now I pissed off 2 demographics. Old people, by the way, which is self-identifying for people. You could be 36, you're like, what the hell are you saying? Right? And then millennials, which people from the age of 10 to 42 are like, I think I'm one, and it stops them all. Now I got you. Same exact video, and the context of this is important. I launched it to the same people, so they had already seen the original clip. The most engaged people on UnMarketing's page had already seen it once, and so I had wasted it. So there was a hurdle here to get to. Anybody here, anybody see this video on Facebook at all? Any of you? Yeah, you good? My stalkers are real. Thank you. So, but you'll notice it came twice this time. Well, this went out and got 13 million views. Same exact video, length, everything, but with the letterboxing. And it had a reach of 32 million, which means nothing whatsoever. We call it the great social media reach around, which is, I mean, you can tweet that. I'll wait. Hashtag man bun. So this is the exact same thing, but we letterbox. Now here's the key. People, please don't put down your phone for a second. Don't message somebody saying we need to letterbox all the things. Please don't. Like, stop for a second. It's because not only was the headline grabbing, but it matched it. I don't like myself right now because I feel tomorrow I'm going to show up and everybody's going to letterbox everything. It's got to match it. So the headline has to compel, but then the content has to meet. It's like a blog post, right? It's anything else. It's got to match it or it won't be spread. And it'll die very quickly. So, of course, my ego was just crazy about this. And then the best thing ever happened. My kids' friends started sharing it, not knowing it was their friend's dad. And my kids finally thought I was 1/10 cool for a day. And then it left. Not since I made the front page of Reddit 2 years prior was I ever so cool to our teenagers. So that was awesome. Now I want to give you the behind the curtain, okay? So, 32 million reach, 13 million views. Awesome, right? I would kill for that at any day. It's the most of my stuff has ever been viewed. So good, and it's me the whole time. Woo, right? Ego is awesome. It's my business is speaking, so that's awesome. Perfect viral ad for me. The breakdown here, I just want to give you one view go scroll down. The only data here I'm upset about is the 202 people I made sad. I made 202 people digitally, emotionally sad by it. I want to know who, because I want to help them. I want to reach out and hug them, so I don't even think that's my water. Okay, so anyway, so here's where we're starting to get into more important things. Not the 13.4 million, the 4.8 million. That's not even the metric I care about, though, because Facebook's video counts as a view, as many of you know, when it's over 3 seconds. What the hell is that? What is a 3-second view? Have you ever walked by a coworker's cubicle and you think they farted? Right? You walk by, you're like, that's 3 seconds. It's a whiff. That's not a view, it's a whiff. It should be 13.4 million whiffs. Like, I think I saw a video go through my news feed, but I don't know. YouTube is 30 seconds. And the thing is, we can't compare cross-platform metrics because a YouTube view is also different in a metric sense because most YouTube views are destination views. Does that make sense? I go to the video to watch the video. There's no scroll in play. It's destination and it's longer engagement. I will take one YouTube view to 1,000 Facebook views. That exact metric. because the YouTube one to me counts. Facebook, not so much. Now, over 10 seconds, now we're getting somewhere. But we're not there yet. Because if you click on 10 seconds view, then you see 72% of those were sound on, while 28% were sound off. My only question is, who's watching this video over 10 seconds without the sound on? I look like the world's angriest mime. It's just me going like this. And I'm like, that's creepy. That's creepy that that's playing that whole time. So the real metric, the one I can start with, is 3.4 million. Yes? Not 32 million reach, not 13 million views, 3. So that metric is 1/10. The accurate metric is 1/10 of the metric we are using in our industry, which is reach. Look, I know you have clients or colleagues or somebody you report to who wants the reach metric. Fine, give it to them. Reach compared to reach, almost worth comparing. Not at all, but we could make a case for it. But as professionals, as people who should care about accurate, transparent metrics, I want you to find your 3.4 million. Because then I can work with that. Because then I can see what actually drove business with an accurate metric. And here's the thing. 13 million or 3.4 million, guess how many speaking gig inquiries I got from that? Take a guess on a percentage basis or a number. The answer is 0. 0.